from the heart attack. One maniac at a time, we will take it back. You know time crawls on when you're waiting for the song to start. So dance alone to the beat of your heart. Hey, young blood, doesn't it feel like our time is running out? I'm gonna change you like a remix, then I'll raise you like a phoenix. We're in our vintage misery. No, I think it looked a little better on me. I'm gonna change you like a remix, then I'll raise you like a phoenix. Put on your war paint.
Hello everybody, welcome back here for the Mountain Race Series Season 5, and we're here for the second event of Daytona Speed Weeks. The Bud Shootout is out of the way, and now we move on to the qualifying races, also known as the Gatorade Duels. Not the Budweiser Duels like in real life, but the Gatorade Duels, because I do not like the real life names anymore. Anyway, these drivers are the ones that qualified odd numbers, including the winner of the pole, Joshua Collard here, the rookie, Rich Pay Motorsports, driving the number 44 Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Fusion. All he has to do to keep that position, to keep the pole, is survive this race and not retire and fall out. So Joshua's definitely going to try to stay away from wrecks, stay in position to not wreck. He does not have to win this race to keep the pole, he just has to survive. And it goes also for the outside pole sitter, Tony Vendetta, in the 38 over in duel number 2, which you'll see after this one because it'll be one video. He also has to do the same thing to keep his spot on the front row. If he does not fall out of the race, then he will stay second. If he does, then he'll fall to the back. All drivers that wreck obviously will start in the back. So everybody's racing for their qualifying position here in these two duel races. So we're getting ready to go racing for 10 laps around Daytona International Speedway. Here in Gatorade Duel Race number 1, we'll get ready for the command. And get ready to take a look at the starting lineup.
Start! Just like I told these boys in the meeting,
Special guest, Adam Sandler. He does the command for today's race. Pretty awesome. A new one these days, the series will be popular enough to get a celebrity. That's just as the field goes rolling by, here's your starting lineup for today's Gatorade Duel Race number 1. Alright guys, getting ready for a 10 lap race, and that was a look at your starting lineup for today's race. You got Joshua Collard and Dom Capps here on the front row. A couple of drivers, a couple of rookies. Even throwing third place John Dillon there in the 27 Menard Chevrolet. Bunch of rookies in the series, and you got veterans Aaron Williams Jr., you got Sean Galligan who made a run last season, and Trent Dunham also up there as well. We'll see what happens though. 10 laps, will these drivers be able to survive? We'll find out. And as we get ready to go racing, I will do this one once again. Joshua Collard, Dom Capps, Ford and a Dodge, lead them down to the green flag for these 21 drivers. The green flag is out. Gatorade Duel Race number 1 is underway. And again, they probably will go 3 wide pretty quick. Wouldn't surprise me. They'll probably start doing it pretty soon. See how calm it stays right now. Right now it's even at the front. And now it looks like the 44, Joshua Collard, with help from John Dillon and Sean Galligan, going to prevail at the front here. Galligan and Collard, good friends. See if those two maybe will work together. A couple of Fords. Red Bell right behind him. And you got Richard Johnson back there as well, where they're making contact. That was really close. Galligan's getting put in the middle. I don't think he expected that already. Oh, they're already getting close back there. I saw Joseph Lombard, another rookie back there, and almost getting squirrely. Back there in the DuPont 24. Ryan Acosta now and our defending champion James McLeod are making a move to the middle in the 16 and the 5, bringing along William Duncan in the 19. The leader of the first lap, I believe, was Joshua Collard, and he did. We're already going 3 wide. Yikes! Gotta be careful, guys and gals. We do have one female in this race. That is Red Bell, who is going for the lead right now in that Army car. It's gonna be a lot of shuffling here You have to be in the right place at the right time here at Daytona if you want to win this race. And now we got a 3-wide battle, and they're still really close. Oh, there's contact! Joshua Collard's in the wall! Oh, and they wreck. Huge crash. 43, 51 is all in it. Cody Birmingham is in the wreck. I can't even think of all the names right now. Sean Henley's around. He's smoking. He's going to get hit by William Duncan, and Henley's going to go flipping. Henley's had an awful start to Speed Weeks, and this is not going to help. There's Joshua Collard. The pole sitter did get involved in the wreck, and there's a lot of damage to that car. Aaron Williams Jr. is involved. There's Trent Dunham, Liam Irving, and Charles Jackson. Peachy London's right there. There's Ryan Acosta. Dom Katz and Sean Galligan got a little bit of damage. Joshua Mudd. That's all that's up here at the front of these 6 cars. Michael Norman, James McLeod, Kurt Morchenick, Red Bell, Richard Johnson, and John Dillon. There's Henley on pit rail, William Duncan. And that didn't take long. That was way too early for these drivers to be doing that. And it's a tough race. We got Joseph Lombard dropped out, Rohit Vaderview, Cody Birmingham, and Sean Henley are out of the race. We got a battle for the lead. We'll go back at the end of the race and see what happened. But we got these drivers, these 6 drivers down here going to be battling, I guess, now for who's going to be starting third. We got 3 wide for the lead, and McLeod is under Richard Johnson. He's making contact. I don't know why these drivers are driving so hard right now. Half the field just got tore up within 3 laps of this event. Collard is still racing around, but they'll eventually catch him before this race is over. McLeod did edge out Johnson for the lead right there. We got no teammates up here working together. Got a Hendrick car, a Joe Gibbs racing car. Oh, John Dillon gets turned by Michael Norman. What was that about? Norman just went up and flat out just turned to 27. And there goes John Dillon's chance to win this dual race. The rookie who won this event in the Nationwide Series last season, the Daytona race. He's only winning my series. He just got dumped by the 99. And Norman lost the draft, and Red Bell did as well. So now it looks like we have a 3-car battle for the win now at this point. There's Collard right there. Aaron Williams Jr. and Charles Jackson, a couple of guys we thought were going to be up at the front. Both really fast in the shootout, especially the 14. Jackson finished second in that event to Seth Cole. We expected Jackson to be up there, but he had a lot of damage to the back of that Office Depot Chevrolet. So Liam Marvick, who started out in the back, he has minimal damage. Trent Dunham, I think he lost the draft. I don't see a lot of damage. Because Ryan Acosta around John Dillon, that is for 10th. Right now that'd be about mid-pack. Pichu London and Galligan and Dom Katz are still racing for that position. That is for 7th. Joshua Mudd's catching up to Michael Norman, who's still 5th. Red Bell has lost the draft. So now it's going to be between these 3 drivers and who wants to win it the most, as James McLeod's getting freight trained by a couple of rookies, Kurt Morchenick and Richard Johnson. A Joe Gibbs Racing driver, Penske driver, and a Hendrick Motorsports driver. I looked up ahead, and Joshua Collard is still up there, but he's doing what he has to do. He has to stay in the race to keep his pole position, so at this point, he'd completely be fine with this. They'll fix the car. He'll be starting first in the Daytona 500. But he definitely did not want this to happen, though. Probably had a really fast car, about to work on it now. As Morchenick is leading, his car was in the Budweiser shootout, and this is going to be a bad situation. I slowed up Morchenick pretty, I guess, a lot. Richard Johnson and James McLeod, and McLeod is stuck behind Collard. And now they're going to spread out a little bit. That might allow Red Bell to catch up. I don't know. Oh, she's way too far back. Never mind. The speeds look about even, so these 3 look like they're going to still be battling for it. Coming to the line this time by, it will be 2 laps to go when Morchenick crosses the line. Continuing the story, the 18 car was in the Budweiser shootout, but not with Kurt Morchenick driving. It was the a former driver in the Mountain Race Series, Matthew Rodriguez, was driving a 1-race deal in that car. It's kind of the same thing with Tyler Orndorff, who's trying to make a 3-peat when he was driving James Silverfox's car, which he used to drive. He failed to do that. He finished 3rd, or he finished 2nd or something. I remember Matt Rod finished in the top 5. But 18 car did perform well for Matthew Rodriguez in the Bud Shootout, and it's out leading right now in the M&M looks now. Richard Johnson and James McLeod sucked right back up to Mortonic. I don't know if we're going to have any more problems with these drivers catching others. These two are up the speed, it looks like, mostly. So Kurt Mortonic's going to have to play a lot of defense behind, or have to stay ahead of Richard Johnson and James McLeod if he wants to start third in the Great American Race. Be a great start for this driver if he can get a win under his belt. Even though it's not a points race, it'd be nice to win it. The white flag is in the air for Mortonic as he goes into the trial and exits towards turn number 1. James McLeod just cleared Richard Johnson for second. The 14, the 88 are still side by side up ahead. They could play a factor. Just James McLeod or Richard Johnson have anything for Kurt Mortonic, and McLeod's getting a heck of a run. He's got the help from the Mobil 1 car behind him. McLeod makes a move to the inside, but they're catching Charles Jackson, Aaron Williams Jr. up front. Mortonic gets kicked to the high side. Here comes McLeod to the inside with help from Richard Johnson. And they're going to catch the slow car double wide. Who's going to be able to get around them? It's going to be a drag race to the line behind the slow cars. This is pretty awkward. But at this strike, it's going to be James McLeod winning the Gatorade Duel number 1. Well, Mortonic and McLeod had to use the slow cars as drafting partners. Kind of an unexpected assistance, even though it kind of screwed him up, but McLeod beat Mortonic to the line. Kurt Mortonic will finish second. He will be starting 5th. Richard Johnson finishes 3rd. He will start 7th. And Joshua Collard, wherever he ended up, there he is. He finished the event 1 lap down in 16th place, but that doesn't matter. There is your pole sitter for the Daytona 500 officially, Joshua Collard. Out of Richard Petty Motorsports will be on the pole for the Great American Race. He survived the race, even though he went a lap down. But that's all Collard needed to know. He's going to be out front, start the race, and don't have to worry about that again. We'll have to try to fix what happened that time, though. And there's Michael Norman. He's there in 6th place. You see Red Bell finished 4th. Joshua Mudd, good run for him in 5th. Michael Norman, after getting in a scuffle with John Dillon, finished 6th. Pichu London, great run in 7th. Dom Capps ended up getting 8th from Sean Galligan, who drops to 9th. And Trent Dunham finishes 10th. So Liam Ervig, there's Ryan Acosta. John Dillon's right there. He ended up 13th. Wow, what a crazy race that was. But there's your results from the race. We'll have to go back and check the replays out for those drivers that got knocked out of the race in the first incident. And then we'll have to go back and check out John Dillon's wreck with Michael Norman. But a lot of drivers got taken out early in this race. Liam Irving ends up 11th. Ryan Acosta 12th. John Dillon 13th. Aaron Williams Jr. 14th. Charles Jackson 15th. Joshua Collard a lap down 16th. Still be the pole sitter. And then the drivers that failed to finish the dual race in this 10-race shootout. Joseph Lombard, Rohit Vaderview, William Duncan, Cody Birmingham, and Sean Henley. But good win. Congrats to James McLeod, who will be starting 3rd in the Daytona 500 behind Joshua Collard on the inside row. The champion will be up front trying to win his first Daytona 500 in the series. We'll see how he does. But we'll go back now and check the replay now and see what just happened at the beginning of this race that caused that multi-car accident. Alright, it's up near the front. Everybody 3x3. Everything seems fine. Who makes the initial contact? That's the question. Oh! Richard Johnson. No, wait. He got a little help from the 21. Sean Galligan. Okay, I went too fast again. Galligan in the 21 hooked into Richard Johnson right there. Goes up into Red Bell. Joshua Collard gets up, smacks the wall. That's how it starts that initial wreck. And then, what happened after that? Red Bell slides up. Aaron Williams Jr. and Joshua Collard get together. Sean Galligan comes down in front of Ryan Acosta. Kurt Mortonic, I didn't know he avoided that barely. Aaron Williams, hard impact over there with Joshua Collard. Trent Dunham, 43, slides up into Sean Galligan. 16 goes around, 22 is going to get smashed in the wall. At the 14, though, we're going to avoid the wreck. Let's see what happened here. These cars are still wrecking back here. There's Trent Dunham spinning right in front of Rohit Vaderview. Aaron Williams Jr. and Joshua Collard around William Duncan back there. And then, oh! Did Liam Marvick get into Charles Jackson and cause the second wreck? He did. Jackson's up on the track. Liam Marvick's trying to get back on the track and just clips the 14. So that's how these guys get involved. And Joseph Lombard had nowhere to go. Just pancakes the front end of that 24 car. Joshua Mudd somehow slid through. And then Lombard's going to come right in front of Sean Henley. Henley had nowhere to go. Here comes Galligan and Capps up on the high side. They avoid. Jackson goes spinning. William Duncan avoids... Oh, this is where I don't understand. William Duncan, like, I'm going to come down, but then he just goes right into Sean Henley and makes him do a couple barrel rolls. Barrels! What? Anyway. Henley, I don't know, he probably did not know what William Duncan was doing. You see the damage to some of those drivers, including Cody Birmingham, Roy at Vaderview. There's Henley, Joseph Lombard, William Duncan, and others. But now we're going to go back up here and see exactly what the heck happened between Michael Norman and John Dillon. We're going to run on board with Michael Norman and see exactly what we saw from his point of view and see if there was a lot of contact between him and the 27 or if somebody else was involved in this. Nope. Michael Norman was trying to get back in line and he was just too late trying to get back up. Clipped the 27's quarter panel, and that's all it took to spin him around. They bounced off Red Bell as well. But tough break for John Dillon. Kind of innocent victim right there, and Norman just misjudged that position. Not just a couple rookies racing there. But tough break for John Dillon, who will have a deep qualifying position because of that. But that's what happened there in this duel race. We'll go back to the results for one last look before we get ready to move on to the second duel race. Alright guys, we're back once again. One last look at your results. James McLeod is your duel race number 1 winner. And again, just try not to spoil finishes if you're new to the series. Just going to say that now. It'll cause a storm of people commenting saying, why did you say who won, even though you're not supposed to look before the race is over. But again, just try to not say you won. Just try to find an alternate way to say it if you're new. But yeah, if you've been in the series, you know what the deal is. You know what to do. But that is duel race number 1. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. If you're in duel number 2, if you watched the duel 1, you're not in it. Thanks for watching that. But if you're in duel race number 2, stay tuned. It is coming up next here in the Mountain Dew Racing Series for season 5. I'll see you guys for duel number 2. Alright guys, welcome back in. Thanks for sticking around and tuning back in if you are here, or if you're here for your actual self. Welcome to duel race number 2. We just concluded duel race number 1. James McLeod was your winner, and Joshua Card survived for the pole to keep it. So now we'll see if Tony Vendetta can do the same to keep his outside pole position intact if he can survive this race. We've got a lot of hungry drivers. Him and Tim Freilich are on the front row. We've got 21 other drivers ready to go racing here, so we're not going to waste much time. Great for another 10 lapper here for the drivers that qualified even numbers, 2, 4, 6, etc. all the way back to 42nd. We're going to go racing here. Go race number 2.
Gentlemen,
Just like I told the
start
employees in the
your
meeting, we don't need anything
engines.
over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry the weight. We'll be just fine at the end of it.
And the field rolls by. Radio chatter going on amongst the team. Everybody's looking fine, so now get ready for Gatorade Duel Race number 2, and here's your starting lineup for the race. Gatorade number 2, I should say. 2. I don't know what I was going with that, but okay. But we have Tony Vendetta, Tim Freilich, a couple of drivers on the front row. Freilich, I keep shortening my words now all of a sudden. Guess I talked myself all the way out of duel race number 1. Now I can't talk here. We got a couple of drivers up here. Freilich was a 2-time winner last season, both in the chase, even though he was a non-chaser. Let's get another win. He's in the car that won the season finale at Homestead with Liam Ervig. Pace car is off. Tony Vendetta, Liam Ervig will lead him down the green flag in front of Jacob Lawler, Zohar Munn, and Callum Wells. We're going green here, and there's the green flag. Gatorade Duel Race number 2 is underway. And also the weather has changed dramatically since the first duel race. It's now cloudy out here. It was nice and sunny, and we actually see the reflection off the cars pretty well, but now it is cloudy, so the track has changed. And we'll see how it affects the racing. There's 3 wide in the back. He comes storming down the back straightaway for the first time today. And we'll keep an eye on the 38 throughout the race. It's a short race, so that's one video. All Vendetta wants to do is survive. And it looks like we're going to survive this corner without any problems. Oh, we got a little nudge from his teammate, Callum Wells, who moves over to the 28 car this season, driving the Haviland Ford that we used to see in Ralph Green drive. But Vendetta does lead lap 1. We do have 9 laps to go. It's a short race, so you have to go right to the front. We got a 3-wide battle for the lead amongst Fords. Brian James there in the Ford EcoBoost number 6 out of Roush Fenway Racing, the rookie, going for the lead. Got by Vendetta going around Callum Wells now. He had a big shove from James Silverfox, who won the contract race a while back and got himself locked in the series before a lot of drivers even could sign up. Driving for Evernham Motorsports in the 91 car, that's Stanley Tools' car, and he's not going to make it to the corner! And Tony Vendetta just pulled a Joshua Collar, just smacked the wall, and he's riding it. But actually, if you think about it, that might not be a bad thing. Again, he's trying to keep his spot, but man, that just looked deja vu. The pole sitter, Joshua Collar, got put in the wall like that, and there was a big wreck. But Vendetta just got put flat out on the wall just then. But he's okay, and the rest of the field is as well. But again, that might be a saving grace there for that 38 team to see keep his second place for the grid for the 500. They keep storming down the back straightaway though and continue on. Still it's James Qualls or not James Qualls, wow, I failed. He drove that car one season. Going through his corner again very close. Oh, and oh, Barney Ward got taken out by Jake Rogers. And Barney Ward's in it. Andreas Allen's in it. A lot of damage to both those cars. Oh, Tony Vendetta just barely avoided it. There's Jake Rogers back here. He got into the 8 car and hooked him. That really cost these 5 drivers, including our Budweiser shootout winner, Seth Cole. They're going to keep up with the draft. Justin Perry back here, Jack Richard, who was the slowest car in qualifying, Daniel Hummel. If I say your last name wrong, Daniel, let me know. I think this is Hummel. Cody Lama's back here. We're still 3 by 3. These drivers are not letting up. Earlier I was trying to say the 2-car Dylan Young was going for the lead. I don't know why I said James Qualls. I don't know what I was doing. Qualls is back there in the 11 car. Going by my old driver that drove the 28. There's Barney Ward on pit road. Vendetta's by himself. Danny Wells led that time by. He's moved over to RCR and he has his 2 teammates behind him. 3 RCR cars in this race. You got Danny Wells, Sean Williams, a rookie, and Xavier Livingston, another rookie. So Danny Wells kind of the captain on this team. He has all rookie teammates, Liam Irving thrown there as well. And John Dillon, a 5-car team with 1 veteran, and that's Danny Wells, who has to be the leader of this team, basically at this point. Driver's getting really close in the corner. Contact, 29-6 are rubbing doors, and Sean Williams going to his teammate. Oh, and he's going to turn him! Right in front of half the field. Big wreck. The big one's here struck. Danny Wells is flipping. Steven Gonzalez, James Silverfox, Zohar Mutton, Jack Richards, Seth Cole, Tim Freilich, Daniel Hummel back here wrecked. The Valvoline car is destroyed. There's Danny Wells. A lot of damage to that 29 car. He got forced up 4 wide. His teammate Sean Williams decided to stick his nose in there and wreck him. That's going to have to be something they're going to have to talk about there. Wow. And Tony Vendetta sneaks by. Getting a lot of positions. Oh, there's Jacob Lawler. He has a lot of damage. Cody Lamas, James Qualls. There's Sean Williams and Xavier Livingston. They've lost the pack. It's only a 3-car battle now. This looks deja vu. The actual first dual race. We had 3 drivers battling out. Kurt Morchnik, James McLeod, and Richard Johnson. Now we got a Dodge and 2 Fords. Dylan Young's leading right now. Colin Wells wants that lead. And Brian James is not wanting to be counted out of this race. He's the rookie in this battle. I don't think the 2 RCR cars back here are going to catch up. Sean Williams had a lot of people going to be mad at him after this race. There's Danny Wells. He actually passed pit road. Car stopped smoking. He's just coasting around. That driver cannot be happy. Tough break for Danny. James Qualls and Cody Lamas. I don't think they're going to be able to catch up either. Jacob Lawler, Silver Fox, Jake Rogers all driving around with Jack Richards. We'll check the replay at the end of the race. As Callum Wells is trying to pull away. And you know, those 2 RCR cars can catch up. There's a possibility. We've got 3 laps to go. They're not too far back. They're actually working together. They are catching up. Look in the bottom corner of your screen. Look at the 2 RCR teammates. Williams and Livingston are catching up. you know, at this point, they want to win for Danny, but man, he can't be happy still about what happened, but that's about all you can do now. And they are really catching the top three, or not really getting single file until just now. There is a bigger speed difference. That 33 car's been fast all weekend. He was fast in the Budweiser shootout he got into. And his teammate right behind him, Xavier Livingston, was in it as well, as Danny Wells is still driving around. Dylan Young's going to the inside of Callum Wells out for the lead. Remember, third place starting spot is on the line. Whoever wins this, staying up front would be the best thing to do if you want to win the Daytona 500 and survive. And Brian James goes up and helps Callum Wells. And Sean Williams just caught straight up to this field. Xavier Livingston could not get up to the draft, and Williams is there. We got a 4-car battle for the lead. And he's going for the lead. He's going 3 wide. But he has no help. The 2 Fords are going to prevail. Brian James working with Callum Wells, slinging them to the lead. And they're trying to pull away now as they're side by side for third. Seth Cole is up ahead. He is slow. Barney Ward is as well. Let's play a factor. Another slow car in the way. I don't know what's going to happen here. The white flag in the air for Callum Wells. It's going to be stuck right behind him. He's going to go up. Dylan Young goes around him. Dylan Young. And the rest of the field's held up. Oh, man. You might as well just throw the flag now. Dylan Young's won this. Unless something dramatically happens to change that. As they just now get around him. But, oh my goodness, tough break for those drivers. Oh, Callum Wells just about got turned by Xavier Livingston. Those 4 drivers have to be frustrated. And look at the lead he has now. That lead is huge. Go back there. Whoops. Fail. But Dylan Young can thank his good friend Seth Cole for handing him the victory here. Dylan Young's going to come off the final corner with a huge lead. The Miller Lite Dodge. And Dylan Young, in his sophomore season in the Mountain Race Series, is going to win here at Daytona and take Gatorade Duel Race number 2. The battle for second belongs to Brian James, who edged out Sean Williams. Got third. Callum Wells will finish 4th, and Xavier Livingston will finish 5th. Cody Lamas got around James Qualls for 6th, who falls back to 7th. There is Seth Cole, who played a factor in this. And Tony Vendetta is going to stay right in front of Zohar Munn, and he's going to finish 8th. How about that? He did what he had to do, and he survived. 8th place for the outside posters, so Joshua Collin and Tony Vendetta do retain their spots in the front row. The 44 and the 38 will lead us down to the green flag for the Daytona 500. James McLeod and Dylan Young will be on the second row, the 2 dual race winners. We'll see those 2 are also up there. You see Zohar Munn finished 9th, Tim Fralick with a lot of damage in 10th. And there's the rest of the cars that are left. Dylan Young's your victor today here for Gatorade Duel Race number 2. I keep almost stuttering. The rest of your results: Justin Perry in 11th, Steven Gonzalez 12th, then Seth Cole a lap down, Barney Ward 14th. The drivers that fell out of the race: James Silverfox, Jacob Lawler, Danny Wells, Jake Rogers, Jack Richards, Daniel Hummel, and Andreas Allen, all out of the race. We're going to take a look now. I am stuttering. La la la. We're going to go back now and take a look and see what exactly happened there between the teammates, Danny Wells and Sean Williams, and what all happened after that. Alright, we're going to look here and see what happened. 3 wide for the lead. Now, I don't know if Danny slid up or just kind of lost grip. He does go up a little bit right here. I don't know. He wasn't getting a shot from his teammate. Brian James actually hits his door. They get together. They're hooked. And James Qualls and Xavier Livingston had that happen behind them. Sean Williams sticks his nose under there. And I mean, maybe the 6 forced him down to the 33, but Danny Wells gets racked. James Silverfox nowhere to go. Jacob Lawler, I don't know how James Qualls got through that. Wow, you get a little clip right there by Steven Gonzalez. Zohar Munn got through. Cody Lama snuck through. And Danny Wells got clobbered by, that was Jake Rogers. Daniel Hummel back there. Reckon Jack Richards in the smoke with Tim Fralick. It's another car in there. I think it's Seth Cole. There's Rohit Vaderview. Or not very, oh wow, I failed again. Justin Perry, cannot think of names now. Jake Rogers. And there's Tony Vendetta going to sneak through all of that. We'll have to take another look at that because there's a lot of smoke. We'll go find another car to ride on and see what they saw. Well, this is probably a good interesting camera to ride on board with. This is Danny Wells, and this is what he saw, and he's going to go for a tumble here as he was the main point of this wreck. Goes around, gets hit by everybody from Jake. tips him over. That was it for Danny. And all these other cars get involved. A lot of cars taken out today. But a good day for Dylan Young as he takes Gatorade Duel Race number 2. And he's going to be starting 4th in the Great American Race. And we'll take you back to results for one last look before we're done here for the Gatorade Duel Races here today. Alright, that is it for Gatorade Duel Race number 2. Gatorade Duel Races, the qualifying races are over. The field is set. And I will show the starting grid for the Daytona 500 at the conclusion of this race. And you'll be able to see. Actually, no, I'm going to wait. You'll see the starting grid. No, well, I guess I'll go ahead and do that. I will do the grid. It'll be at the end of this video, but it'll also be in the Daytona 500, obviously. But, yeah. One last time, congrats to Dylan Young on Gatorade Duel Race number 2 winning. And also congrats to James McLeod on winning the other duel. Those two drivers will start 3rd and 4th. And then everybody else falling behind them where they finished. And then congrats to the front rows for surviving. Tony Vendetta and Joshua Collard. Great run for those two to stay out of a lot of trouble. They avoided most of it and they survived. But that is it here today at Daytona, conclusion of the events. We'll see you guys for the first couple of points races of the season for the Nationwide Series and the Cup Series, both here later on this week. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys at the Daytona 500.